Alright, hey guys, War Room here, and this is my second time recording this because for some reason my audio was really bad the first time, so hopefully you guys will enjoy this one better. So I'm going to try to remember the points that I wanted to talk about. First of all, yeah, we're in the Cobra again. This is slowly becoming one of my favorite tanks. I don't know. Right. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger is my my commander here. But yeah, I don't know why do I enjoy this tank so much. It's a medium. My favorite tank class. It has a very unique gun. 4 rounds, 1.5 second in the intra clip reload, and what else? Impressive impressive what's it called? Alpha damage, and oof, that was a big shell. Taking 1,000 damage in the first minute of the game. Yeah, not the best start. But yeah, I wanted to talk about, well, first of all, this replay is really great. But also a little bit about the Cobra. Update 1.18, introduction of the Italian tank destroyers, as you guys probably have seen if you're in game. They're kind of known for heavy armor and auto-loading guns, or auto-loading guns. I was going to say auto-reloading, but they are not auto-reloaders, they're just auto-loaders. So, yeah, this tank that's kind of known for its HESH shells with only, I believe, 210 millimeters of penetration. Let's double check that. Yeah, 210 millimeters of penetration is not necessarily the best for dealing with very heavily armored, at least frontally, tanks. And so, I've been trying to mark this tank as well, but been struggling a bit, and I think that it's been kind of universal, the struggle, so I think I'm going to still continue playing it to see, because I think as more players, start getting the tank, especially with the new battle pass, the final battle pass season of 2022, they're going to see more of them on the battlefield as people get enough tokens to claim this. So the mark of excellence should be going down. So hopefully I can 2 mark it and maybe even 3 mark it like I did my char. But we'll see. I think 3 marking will probably occur, next year in the new season of 2023, as they reduce or give the discount for the Cobra. So right now I think it costs 24 tokens. So next season it might cost like 18 as they unveil like a new battle pass tank. I've been hearing rumors of like a VZ. But yeah, right now the state of the game is armor. And so this tank that feasts on lightly armored tanks has kind of not been doing well. I also have another replay that I may or may not upload. It's an ace tanker and 7,000 damage, which is my highest damage that I've done in this tank. Or everything aligns, the stars align, you get lucky, as well as you're in the right place at the right time. So let me know if you guys want to see that. But yeah, what else can I talk about? Yeah, this game, you can already see that unfortunately I can't really stay in that position, as we've pretty much lost the hill. If you notice on the map, 2 of our tier 9s, the Progetto 66 and the T30, are in the south, and I do not know why they decided to go there, because especially the T30 has a great turret armor, as we've seen shooting at the T34, having trouble penetrating that tank. I'm not really sure why they decided to go to the south. 172 damage right there. Not necessarily the best. 26. And then here, did a nice penetration on the side of the T54 E1, while he's kind of crossing over. And yeah, you can see our tanks. They're all dying one by one. At least they're taking a few enemies with them along the way. And I was very surprised that I was able to get spotted there, but it looks like there was a gap between the bushes right there. But yeah, it's a very slow game, and I'm thinking, we're still up on HP. The Progettos in the south and the T-30, they're full HP. They could carry potentially, but basically looking at how they've been playing this game, I'm not very optimistic, to say the least. But here, I'm trying to fall back, trying to create some cover for me to kind of shoot behind so I don't get spotted. I don't really understand why the Sturv stayed there. He definitely should have ran away. Because no one, at least I can't reliably penetrate the ST1. And I can't even reliably penetrate him with heat either. And because I need to keep the distance because of my HP situation from the beginning, I'm unable to support him. So it's a bit unfortunate. Luckily, we spot the T-34, and unfortunately, our artillery gets spotted. I'm not sure how he got spotted. You can see me expressing my frustration with the Progettos. But we spot the ST1. You can see we don't have full maximum view range because we're running vents, vert stabs, and improved aiming. So yeah, we do not have max view range. I don't even believe you can get max view range even if you run food like coffee and tea. Unfortunately, I don't lead enough there, and but luckily we're able to finish off the SHPTK. And you notice that I'm already running a bit low on ammunition. This tank only has 28 rounds, and I like to run 24. Most of the time I run 24 HESH and 4 heat rounds. HESH is the premium ammo on this tank, and you see there that I kind of hesitated to move forward because I wasn't sure where the Sturv is, but now I know that the Sturv is on top of the hill. And for somehow the Progetto has lost all of his HP. And now the T-30 and the T-95 are kind of dueling in the middle, so I'm going to try to give some support fire here. Get a nice shot. Unfortunately, that shell doesn't go in. Let's see if this one does. Yeah. If that one had penetrated, maybe would have eased a little bit of this game. We'll have to see later on, but obviously our T-30 doesn't really know how to fight a T-95, especially close quarters. And the Progetto is deciding to cross through the middle of the lake, of the kind of swamp area, and he gets taken out as well. So we're in a 1v2 here. Yeah, and my kind of thinking here was that I'm kind of banking on the fact that they're going to be greedy, especially at the end of the game, because typically teams that think that they kind of won already, they get greedy and they kind of push out in the open. And it doesn't make sense for me to kind of push on a Sturv because he's going to outspot me. I don't even have max view range, and he probably is running binos and a camo net if he's moving. And so my bet is that they're going to push, and I was correct. Get a nice high roll on the Sturv. But we still have a T-95 to deal with. So I'm going to make my way to see if I can use some bushes to try to interrupt this cap. You can see that the T95 probably doesn't have very good view range, or if he might be underneath in like the kind of gully. So I hope that he's not in the dip, because then I have to essentially approach him kind of like the way the T30 did, like over, which yeah, is not going to really work out for me. So yeah, 1 minute 20 seconds. You see that I'm trying to kind of making sure that I'm outside the render range or view range until I get into the bush, and then now I spot him. And you can see that his sixth sense definitely goes off because he reacts. And wow, I don't even get spotted there, which is impressive. T95 is probably not running the best crew. Might be a new crew he's training. He's got 22,000 battles. So, you know, he's not a bad player. You know, he knows a little bit what he's doing. So now that I've kind of shot through that bush, I'm going to try to make my way to another bush and see if I can catch him out. So we're just hoping that he's going to stay on top of the shelf like he had been over there. Projetta is asking if anyone's watching. Yeah, all of YouTube is watching now. Or not all of YouTube, but, you know, my subscribers are watching. But yeah, alright, we got another 2 minutes. I was originally thinking maybe there's enough time for me to go like over here, potentially. But I decided to not risk it. See if I can spot him over here. Probably would have been better if I was over there, to be honest. But actually, in hindsight, it looks like he has no clue where I am, and I kind of make a mistake there, because he wasn't even going to. He doesn't know exactly where I am, so there's no point in me kind of getting unspotted there. Now it's important for me to go behind the bush to kind of not get spotted. So I'm waiting. Now I'm behind the bush. Bushes are non-transparent. Get a nice penetration. Unfortunately, the second shell does not hit. So here is a difficult decision, because now he definitely knows that I'm in this bush, but he's not blind firing. So I'm gonna just stay here and keep him lit, because if his sixth sense doesn't like necessarily turn off after 10 seconds, you should be unlit. But it's not going to notify you that you got relit, if that makes sense. So, and also we've seen that when he does get spotted, right, he kind of moves. He anticipates that I'm going to a different location. So for all he knows, I'm probably relocating to either back here or over here, right? Which is what he's looking like in this direction, because he's anticipating that I'm gonna go to like this bush or this bush. So I'm just gonna reload here, and then where did he go? Like I panic a bit here, because I'm like, he was just there. I don't know why I'm not able to spot him. And I type in chat, wait, what? Because I'm like, wait, he was just there. Like, what am I have to do? I'm gonna have to go in and try to. But luckily, he starts moving again, and now he kind of realizes that he's kind of just a sitting duck if he stands on top of the shelf. And unfortunately for him, he lowers his when he's going downward. He makes it an easy shot to shoot on top of his tank, and I know that the armor there is way, less, so I can just splash on there and do the necessary damage and kill him. So there we go. Let's take a look at the post game. All right, guys, in the post game here, this is first class. You got a defender and a high caliber for 5.1k damage, 4 kills, and 1200 base experience. He did more than the next 2 players combined on our team. And on the enemy team, the ST1 did really well because he was on the hill kind of farming tier 8s, because our tier 9s didn't really go up there except for maybe the Concept. Concept, it's a good tank because of the mobility, but the armor is really bad. Like if you're just fighting, hold down, or the hull is just very weak. And I think players kind of overestimate this tank. I don't think it's actually as OP as people say. It's just the mobility is really great, but when you're brawling with it, it's not. I'd rather have AE phase 1. Shots fired 26, direct hits 10 penetrations. So, not a very good conversion rate for penetrations, and that kind of shows that the hash rounds, although it's great for HE rounds, but it's not great in against like general, comparing to general rounds. And we also did 2,000 spotting, which is really great. And we were running a bonus, so and clan reserves as well, so we net a profit. But normally you're gonna take a loss on a tank like this, especially with the ammo loadout. That's competitive. So yeah, there you go, guys. Let me know if you guys want to see another Cobra game, highest damage, 7,000, or anything else. I also have been playing the AMX M454, the tier 10 French heavy tank that recently just got buffed. I think that tank is a bit overtuned possibly, and so a lot of really great players are getting like 10,000 damage with that tank. It all comes down to the Top Gun getting buffed with the dispersion as 0.33, I believe. So now it's kind of laser accurate, and especially for the caliber and alpha damage that you get with that gun, it's a bit ridiculous. It's kind of like it's not as good as Super Conqueror, I guess, like gun handling, but it's really great gun handling for, I think it's like 550 damage or 530 or something. Yeah, that tank has been kind of ruling tier 10 games. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and Warm out.